Hey, what's up everyone? It's Darkwolf Algo and today is Wednesday, April 21st, 2021. Welcome to another session of scanning, charting, reviewing the trades we took today. I think we're going to do that. And trying to find some plays for tomorrow. We're going to be using some free tools from Thinkorswim today as compared to some paid tools. So if you find this content valuable, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and hit me up in the comments if you've got any suggestions for tickers you'd like to see us do. All right, welcome back everybody. Let's see, where do we want to get started? Let's go ahead and pull up the Divergent Scanner, which is a tool exclusive to FlowTrade. The Divergent Scanner is real-time scanning of stocks that are either in a 15 bar or a 30 bar divergence. Trying to make this a little larger so everybody can see it. What's nice about this is that since it is real time, we have the ability to get in and get out quickly. That may be the whole play for the day, right? There may be some bullish divergence, first thing in the morning for 15 bars. We get in at the turn or the reverse, and we get out when that divergence is done. So I can't really zoom in too much, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm looking at the 15 bar divergence. I know that another great feature of FlowTrade is you're able to see 4 different tickers at the same time and the algo that is happening with them at the same time. This is a feature exclusive that was developed this way from the masterminds over at FlowTrade. If you haven't signed up yet, man, do it. We've got a free trial. It's linked at our site, darkwolfcharts.com. Take it for a test spin. Let me know. Hit me up online if you have any questions on how to use anything. I'm here to help. It does help us out, so we'll help you out. All right, I'm going to jump over to the one chart layout, and I'm going to just start looking through some of these tickers that I see that I recognize the name on. Lowe's building material. You think that lumber is going to be expensive? Do you think that gypsum board and concrete's the way to go? I believe building materials is going to be the next rotation out of tech. All right, so this is a 15-minute chart. I'm going to drop it down to the 1 minute. Make sure that, see that, I don't know if you guys can see, I'm trying to get it zoomed in as much as possible, but there is green, okay, real quick. White, price action, white candles, or white bars are price action. Green is the indication of the type of play that it is. So green being green bars, price action going down, indicates a bullish divergence. All right, and another thing that we can see with the divergence is that you notice I changed my algo color. Typically it's purple. I went ahead and changed it to red so that it's a little easier to see on the screen. Looking through this, I want to build a quick list of stocks that I want to take a look at, and I want to start with low, CVS. Excuse me, you guys probably didn't need to hear that. Just click on it here. That's pretty good bullish divergence there. So we've got low, CVS, ATVI is bearish, which should be interesting. You would think that the CEO, was it the CEO leaving? Or one of the producers? Or one of the game head honchos? Let's go ahead and look at, try to find ones that have multiple divergence. You can sort by symbol if you wanted to, right? So ExxonMobil had a bunch of divergence starting earlier today and continuing on throughout the day. All right, you can also sort by price, type of divergence you'd like. Obviously, I'm more of a long-based trader. I want to see time, followed by type. Let's see, I'm just going to put it on time, 1600. TLT. TLT is a snitch. TLT lets you know what's going on and where. All right. PENN, Microsoft low. And Delta Airlines. All right, PENN, Microsoft low, Delta Airlines are the ones we're going to go over today. PENN, MSFT low, Dow, and let's just get one more for giggles. Let's do Exxon. Ooh, let's do a Chinese stock if we can find one. JD, or should we go with? Let's see. Shrining. It's that vertical algo line. That's why it's really important for y'all to hit me up in the comments with tickers that you want to see. I've got the ones I love to play, and I want to help y'all out. CVS. I've seen some news about CVS. I want one that moves, though. Let's get one that moves. Comcast. I saw a lot of unusual options for Comcast today. This may have all played out. This is a good example where I can show you divergence and the divergence playing out. Oh, this is a great example. All right, let me grab my drawing tools. Comcast today. We had bullish divergence here and here. Obviously, it's all played out. We would have wanted to enter in here and here, in these areas. So what we look for is, as you can see, the algo never changed directions, and it was net buying during this entire time. What we look for is we look for the top, and we look for a revert, we look for a direction that is the opposite of the algo. That's divergence, right? So we have a divergence that started here. I want to use a different type. We have divergence that this divergence started, came down, right? Came down, found some support in this area here for whatever it was, whatever reason, right? Got support in this area. I'm just going to run that all the way across. That's support. Price action comes down. It finds support and reverses. We knew that it was going to reverse because the algo was steady buying all day, or during this period. What we do is once we see the divergence, I throw a line on just all the way across, indicating when price action comes back and meets that divergence, then it would be completed, as you can see here. So this divergence is played out. That was a 45-cent move. Divergence happened again here. Grab your tool of choice. I like to use the arrow. If you hold shift while you're dragging, it will put it in a straight line for you. Gives us a nice straight line. Price action comes down, right? I probably would have entered in this area because I would have seen a little bit of a reverse coming up. However, one thing that's very important about this chart to notice, I love this chart, it's so educational. We have a cluster of block trades right here. The lines are a little faint, so you're not really able to see them that well. But there's a block trade at 54.53 and 54.55. Let's see if I can do... Let's see, price bars, background labels. All right, we have that cluster of block trades right there. Block trades act as support or resistance. Price action coming up, resistance into support. This is a good example here of, I'm going to just draw this right here. This is a great example of how dark pool block trades can act as resistance and then become support. So what you see is price action comes up, it hits the block trade, comes back down, right? Resistance, breaks through, comes back down and tests, and now that block trade is support for the next move upward. Okay, so in this instance here, on this divergence that occurred, we would have entered here where I circled. We would have watched price action come down to where it ultimately found support and reversed. At that time, we would want to, let's see, at that time we would want to start looking at our price targets. Ultimately, the initial price target is this area here where the divergence occurred and was indicated. As you can see, price action comes through, hits the blocks. It acted as resistance for enough, right? Resistance, breaks free, comes back down, tests the block trade level for support, and then continues on its way back to its original direction. This is the area of that we would consider resistance being, or excuse me, divergence being played out. I'm gonna save this one. I have to throw it up on Twitter later. All right. So Comcast, Delta, Low, and PENN. All right. Let's do PENN. We had bearish divergence towards the end of the day, as can be seen here. This is a great time for me to show you bearish divergence. Okay, the divergence occurred when we consider divergence when price action is heading one way and the algo is heading another way. It initially occurred with this bar here. I'm trying to get really detailed as possible, right? Price action is increasing, the algo begins to decrease. Clear these off. So the first thing that I do is I draw a circle around where the divergence occurred in case it's a long running divergence. So this is the area in which divergence originally occurred. I'm going to grab a line out so that we can understand that when the price action comes back down, this is where we would want to exit. So currently with PENN, looks like we ran hard into the end of the day. However, the algo began selling about 30 minutes before close. Actually, about 45 minutes before close, the algo started selling pretty significantly. This is curled up, but if you can see, it's also beginning to curl down. So I'm going to find an area of reversal tomorrow for PENN, and I'm going to look to enter short, knowing that this 91.50-ish level is going to be my target. So this level here. All right, the next one I wanted to look at was Microsoft. Microsoft bearish divergence all day long from open, well, at open, yeah, all day bearish divergence continued. All right, low. We've got bullish divergence on the 1 minute. Our algo line is increasing. Looks like we have a little double divergence. I'm going to call divergence at this level here. All right, so for this divergence to play out, we would need price action to return to the diverged area, which is here. As you can, I don't know if you can see it, but this candle looks like it's turning white, which means that there is a reversal that we're going to look to for that next move up. All right. Did PENN. I did Microsoft. Did low. This is Delta Airlines. Some of this divergence is played out. Yeah, most of this divergence is already played out. However, let's look at Delta Airlines on the 15-minute for a possible. Oh, it's beautiful. All right. Delta Airlines, we've got strong bullish divergence on the 15-minute. This is good for swing trading. There's no specified time frame for how long divergence takes to play out, especially on the 15-minute. It could be, 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. Delta's looking good in that we've got some strong bullish divergence. Started back on the 1st. Algo's been buying this 90-degree divergence that you see, this 90-degree upshoot that you see here is large institutional buying, right? When that happens, you can see that the price kind of fell off a little bit. So when there's a lot of buying happening or taking profit happening, because the algos start buying. There's an algo flush theory that I'm not super well versed in that I will definitely study up on so that we can talk about it next time. What I like about Delta is this. The most recent divergence here is now, so that's played out, that divergence is played out. However, the algo line is acting as a magnet. Since price action is trading with it, the algo line is going to act as a magnet to bring it up. Anytime we get price action running similar, right? Running similar with the algo, so you can see in here, right? Let the algo be our guide. So we've got PENN, Microsoft, low, and Delta. I'm going to go ahead and do Microsoft on the daily, or on the 15-minute chart. We have the ability to say how far back we want to look for dark pools. I only like to look probably 5 days back. We've got a nice cluster that we'd indicated earlier at 258. That's going to act as support. We just started with bearish divergence on the 15-minute chart. Anytime price goes in one direction and the algo goes in another, that's divergence. This that you see here is considered trading with price, and I wouldn't consider that divergence. However, when price decided it wanted to break through the block trade level and kind of take off, I would consider that divergence since the algo is curled down. What does that mean? Well, with these two block trades 2 days apart at 258.59 and how price action has been bouncing between it and using it as support, I would anticipate the algo to curl back up or to sell off really hard. If it sells off really hard, that would be enough to drag price action through those block trade levels down to the next level of support. If it curls up, then it can lead the way for price action. Then it will act as a leader. This is a leading indicator. So we've got PENN, Microsoft, Low, and Delta. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit all over the place right now. This was a crazy day today. Alright, we're going to look at PENN, Microsoft, Low, and Delta. Alright, we're going to look at PENN first. As far as my indicator setup goes, this Langone B4 is an indicator that I've been testing out. Super interested in it. Currently it's a free indicator. Let me get through with my testing and I will provide information about it. It provides a lot of information. MACD, Bollinger Band, Hull, RSI, Fibonacci, Keltner channels. Provides a ton of information. Ton of information. So I'm going through the education process. When I can teach you, I will release it. Okay. It's pretty powerful though. All right, PENN on 4 hour. Actually, I want PENN to be on the daily. Awesome. So PENN on the daily. Looks like we came down, almost made it to the 200 SMA. However, we didn't. As I mentioned in previous videos, this that you see here, I'm just gonna draw a line. The swoop that you see is called I call it a slingshot reversal for the Squeeze Pro. What I wanted to show you was this red bar is what I consider a reversal bar. Anytime you see yellow histogram and decreasing price action, anything that breaks that up is a good indicator that there may possibly be a reversal coming. Our market extension tool found that there was a reversal, very oversold on the RSI. Currently, MACD is low and curling up. It's still in a downward direction and spread apart. MACD hasn't really given me a little bit any confidence yet. However, this nice green bar did. We are currently in a low compression daily squeeze with a yellow histogram, so that's neutral and rising. Once that squeeze fires, depending on a couple of other factors such as EMA, support, resistance, direction of the current trend, will help to indicate if it'll fire long or short. All right, we are in between the 50 and the 200 SMA. That's gonna, as those continue forward, that's gonna squeeze price action. If you squeeze price action too much, it's gonna pop some way or another. We're below the VWAP. Our beta, our SPX beta, is really high, which is great. So this label indicates how many times okay, so this label indicates the beta amount. So this is 2 times the action or the value we would get rather than trading SPY. So if I wanted to trade SPY, it would take twice as much in SPY to gain just as much as in PENN. I know I butchered that. I'll have to figure it out another time or explain it another way. All right, I'm just going to need to start burning through these a little bit. All right, 142, bring it down to the previous reversal. The 50 period SMA and the 50% retracement are pretty spot on for symmetry. I'm going to use the 114 as a target. 120 is another target, but mainly 114 because we're going to have to get through all of these moving averages. Moving on over to our next chart. Whoa, that's jacked up. What happened there? All right, we don't need all that. All right, this is should be my 4-hour chart. All right, my 4-hour chart. I don't know if you guys can notice this. I've got a bunch of new stuff that I'm trying to get ready for y'all. Some free stuff. Create an indicator package. All right, my market extension. What do we got going on here? Why is this jacked? Study markers. Highlight. All right, I should have all this ready. All right, so PENN price action on the 4-hour in a way that we can see it. All right, we just broke a downtrend channel. We're currently negative in our negative MACD and increasing, as can be seen by these red candles. These are MACD colored candles. We've got some trend line support that's auto drawn for you. We've got some pivots that are auto drawn as well. It's going to be super difficult to see this chart. Just know that we are decreasing. We have found support. We've established lower trend line support. RSI is oversold. MACD is starting to curl positive. That's on the 4-hour. We've got resistance at 95 that we've got to get through, as well as 100 because it's a psychological level. PENN's got some ways to move. Let me go back and look at this a little harder. There's $5 a day, right? We're in a daily squeeze. Our beta value versus just trading SPY is 2 times. We have found bottom trend line support, so we've made higher highs and higher lows. Let's see, what does the squeeze? The squeeze is forming that slingshot where the histogram is going from red to yellow and increasing. We are in high compression 3-day and 4-day squeeze. However, we're below our moving averages. Yeah, I need to see a little bit more from PENN before I become a buyer. Intraday, however, well, that's the 1-hour. Intraday, however, we've formed a cup and handle. We've got light blue 15, 20, 30-minute histograms. We've got a 20-minute median compression squeeze. When that fires, I can anticipate a move from 92 to 97, which is a 200 SMA. We're stock positive. We've got our stack positive EMAs. We've got a radiant fire signal that fired off today. Make sure that I've got extended hours on. I do. Don't want to highlight him though. Try this again. There we go. Looks like after hours we're plateaued. Fibonacci's gonna tell us where we're gonna go. I'm gonna go from this high to this low. 50%. Sorry about that. So 50% retracement is a 200 SMA on the 15-minute chart at 94. If we can get through that resistance level. We've got the 618 right after that at 96. A break of 96, I would be a buyer at 10, or a buyer to 102. All right, I've got to kind of jump through these a little faster. Low on the daily. All right. Low on the daily, we've got a nice strong uptrend. Our EMAs are stacked positively. We are in a we're not in a squeeze on the dailies. $43 or $3.80 ATR. We're 96% of the 52-week high, which means we're 4% below it. We're 90% of our 60-day high in channel. Positive VWAP. We've got positive market extension, and our MACD is positive on the daily. On our 4-hour, it's like we sold off. We were in a decreasing triangle pattern with neutral market extension, so we're just kind of neutral on the RSI. MACD is negative and decreasing. I'm going to draw some fibs from there to find a target. If we can maintain support at this 199.50 level, looks as if though we have. If we can break 205, I would be a buyer for a target of 211. So low, maintain. So we're bull flagging on the 4-hour. So what I'd like to see is price action to break through this descending triangle resistance that we're in, as well as the 50 and the 618 extension. So we need to clear 205.37. So break it to a 537. I'm a buyer long to 211, and then 215 after that. All right, next one is Delta Airlines on a daily. Looks as if though we sold off, probably came down and tested trendline support. There's another level. And we found support from a previous high. We found support at 43.50. This looks as if though kind of a little head and shoulders forming, possibly. Currently oversold. MACD is decreasing, is negative and decreasing, sorry. We had one big day that broke through our Keltner channel daily bottom. However, we're stacked below our moving averages. I'm going to wait on Delta for a couple days. Not super interested in it. Microsoft. Alright, we just recently broke into a new high, came back down, tested the 80 EMA for support, made a nice move upwards. We are positive MACD and increasing, positive histogram and increasing, positive in our market extension. We do not have a squeeze. We are 99% of our 52-week high, and we are positive on VWAP. However, looks like we sold off the last couple days. We came down, we found support right at 257.50, and we're currently in an uptrend bull flag pattern. I would need the 4-hour MACD to become positive and increasing before I'd look to take a position. We have resistance at 261.48, so a break at 261.48. Blue skies, this thing is going to fly. We've got all the positive indicators. Everything is stacked nicely. We're ready to go. We just need to break that previous high. All right, that's it for me. Thanks for joining me. My name is Dark Polago. Make sure you like, subscribe and leave me some comments, some tickers you'd like to see. The next video I'll be a lot more organized and probably not spend as much time going through each and every divergence, but trying to get as many dark pool block trade charts shown as possible. Thanks, and everybody have a great day.